Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining with me today. In Matthew 7:7, it says that ask and you shall receive. We all know that if we want something either from God or from man, that we need to ask. It makes sense because humans cannot understand what we want unless we tell them or what we need. We have to tell them exactly what we want and what we need because they're not God, they do not understand us. But why do we need to tell or why do we need to ask God for what we want or what we need? Because God knows everything. So what's the need for us to ask God for things that we want or need? Now that's what we're going to be discussing in this video. Now if you like this topic, I urge you all to watch till the end and be benefited by it. Now, before we go into the reasons as to why we must ask, I want to give you a few examples on how important it is to ask. Because in James chapter 4 verse 2 it says that you have not because you ask not. And many times in life we keep wondering, how come I miss that opportunity? How come I don't have what that other person has? It's mostly because you haven't asked for it. So let's see from the Bible where people have asked sometimes for impossible things, either from God or from man, and how they've received it. The first example is Joshua. In Joshua chapter 10, we read about the war between Israelites and Amorites, and Joshua commanded the sun to stand still so that they can win the battle against the Amorites. Now, in Joshua chapter 10, verse 14, it said that there was never a day like that before or after when the Lord listened to a man. Now, what Joshua did was he commanded the sun to stand still. Now, what he was doing was asking God to help him because obviously Joshua cannot stop the sun. But because he asked the Lord to help him, the Lord helped him. Now, there are so many instances in the Bible where people have asked for many things in their life and they got it from God. But I wanted to highlight this example because what Joshua asked for was an impossible task. Can you imagine stopping the sun? The reason why the sun stood still was because Joshua asked for it. Now, I also want to give an example where a person asked another person for help and obtained it just because they asked it. If we see the story about an unjust judge and a poor widow from Luke chapter 18, we realize that the judge was not giving the justice which the poor widow deserves or which the poor widow needs. What this poor widow does is that she persistently asks for justice, and because of her persistence she got the justice that she wanted. Now I want to give an example. This is an example of my dad. Now he's not someone to shy away or to think that he's troubling someone when he asks for a favor or when he asks for some help. This happened some 2 years back when my dad and I went out for wedding ring shopping for my wedding, and the price range for our chosen rings were quite higher than what we expected. So what my dad did was he asked the salesperson if he could get a discount because we liked the rings very much and we wanted to buy them. And my dad had to ask 3 times to get a better discount, and we got a 16,000 rupees discount on the wedding rings that we had chosen. Now if my dad hadn't asked, I don't think we would have got the same rings or we would have got the discount. Now a similar incident happened again to my dad. He was looking into buying a property and he asked the real estate agent if he could get a discount, and he asked the real estate agent again if he could get a discount after the real estate agent said it's not possible. But he kept asking, can you please give me a discount? And because my dad asked for a discount, he got 1.5 lakh rupees off on the property that he was looking into. The reason why my dad got those discounts were because he asked for them. Now, what are all the opportunities you are missing out because you are not asking? Just take a moment to reflect all those things you've missed out on just because you didn't ask. Now there are so many reasons why we don't ask for things, because we are too shy, we do not want to be a bother, we do not want to trouble the other person, or you think that you're not good enough for what you're asking. You believe that you don't want to put that other person in the spot and ask them for something. Now all these are the reasons why we generally hold back, or we don't ask for what we want, either from God or from man. Now before we go into the reasons, I just want to make a statement. Irrespective of the outcome, there is power in asking. What do I mean by that? Whatever your outcome might be, whether you receive or you don't receive, there is power in asking. So let's see the reasons why we must ask God for things that we want or need in our life. Now the first reason why we must ask for what we want or what we need is so that we can develop a good relationship with the Lord. Now by telling our wants and needs, it will bring us closer to God. And that's the number one reason why we must tell God about our wants and needs. The second reason is you are showing God that what you're asking for is important for you. Now, it's not that if you do not ask God for something that He wouldn't give you. There are some things that God gives us even though we don't ask for it. Now, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to talk about is things which are important to us, things that we want them to happen in our life. Now when you ask for it, you're showing God how important those things are in our life. It's not that God doesn't know, God knows, but you're telling God again, Lord, what I'm asking for is important to me, please consider. So that's what you're doing when you're asking God for something important in your life. The third reason is when you pray or ask about it to the Lord, you are setting up all the weapons that are forming against you to fail. Now we all know that there's a spiritual warfare going on all the time, which is not visible to the human eye. But the only way we can defeat it is through prayer and asking God for things that belong to us, not to be stolen or not to be taken away. So now the fourth reason why we must ask is you're showing God that you have faith in the Lord, that He is going to provide you with what you're asking Him. You're showing that you have hope and you have trust in the Lord, that He is going to listen to your prayer, is going to answer what you're asking Him for. Now this can be also applied for a human. Now when you go and ask someone, you're also displaying your hope and you're displaying your faith that that person might help you. So that is another reason why we must ask. The fifth reason why we must ask is you are doing your part. If you want God to do His part in providing you with something that you want or need, you have to do your part. Whether the Lord gives you or not is a different thing. If it's in His will and if it is meant for your good, God will definitely give you. But if it is meant for your harm, God would not give you even though you ask. But that's not what I'm talking about. Let's say you are asking for something which is in the will of God. Now when you do that, you are doing your part. And when you do your part, God is going to do His part. So in order for God to do His part, you need to do your part, and your part is to ask Him for the things that you want and things that you need. And the sixth reason why we must ask, this point applies especially for humans, is that it improves your confidence, it improves your self-image, it improves your courage. It gives you courage to ask for things that you believe in, things that you want. And it also takes away your fear of communicating and takes away the fear of asking people what you want. Now I just want to finish off this video with a small example that has happened in my life. Recently I went out with my friend to buy earrings for a function that was happening in our college. Now my friend, she has no problem asking for discounts. Me on the other hand, I'm extremely shy. If you've known me, if you've seen my previous videos, you would know that I'm extremely shy. I don't want to bother the other person, I don't want to put them on the spot, and I don't know, somehow I just don't ask for discounts. But as you can see, I've been changing a lot. So I thought I would also ask and see what happens. It took a lot of courage for me to ask the storekeeper if he would give me any discount on the earrings. So the storekeeper was kind of nice, I guess. He said, I'll give you 10 rupees off on that. No, it's only 10 rupees, but it made a huge impact on my life because it gave me confidence to later on ask for what I believe or what I want in my life, either from God or from man. So how much or what happens after you ask is not of that importance when it comes to you asking, because there is power in asking. One way or the other, when you ask for something, it's going to help you. I really hope that this video has encouraged you all to ask what you want or what you need, either from God or from man. I really hope that you would practice this in your life and receive what you want in your life. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.